street.
That's right.
We need to make sure that these criminals know that they answer to us and not to the pharmaceutical companies and the pharmaceutical cartels. We, the people, have the power and we need to take it back. We have the voice and we will not surrender.
Thank you, Scott. And earlier I told you all about this video about early COVID treatment for Delta variant. Well, this is Merlin Travis, who is a moderator for that video and is the executive director of the Pono Coalition for Informed Consent. So give him some love.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Well, I wanted to get on the cover of the Rolling Stone, but apparently I got on the cover of the Star Advertiser yesterday as Hawaii's #1 disinformation artist. So
Doing something right.
Expecting that, and really what our crime is that we got two of the most senior scientists and physicians on Maui and the whole Hawaiian Islands, and that's Dr. Lauren Pang of the Department of Health. Woo, give it up for Lauren. And Dr. Kirk Milhone, a super qualified pediatric cardiologist with a free clinic here on Maui. And give it up for Dr. Clerk. So I really encourage you, there's a 15-minute video. Go to ponoseminar.org or ponoinformedconsent.org or mauicenter.org, okay? And you'll see the 15-minute video, you can see the full hour video, and this is what's really important, because I'm telling you what happened inside there that you might not know of, okay? What happened is Dr. Kirk Milhone was in there talking with the mayor, talking with Dr. Josh Green, talking with an epidemiologist and other representatives, and all he talked about was science. And he presented them with 3 papers, scientific papers, very recent, about early treatment using ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, all that stuff, these studies in first-rate academic journals. And he gave them a dossier. He gave them, here, let's talk about this. This is in science. Follow the science. So we've started getting the truth out. We've started talking the science, and yet we get accused of being disinformationists. And Lauren has been given leave of his position. And if you read the papers, the newspapers, you will see a huge smear campaign on him and on me. Okay, but his career is at stake, not mine. And so he needs a lot of love and support for what he's done. And he is pro-vaccine, okay? But he's pro-open conversation, no coercion, no incentives, and informed consent. Let's talk about the benefits, risks, and alternatives. Is that so bad? In these days and age, it seems to be pretty bad. So what I want you to do is all you need to do is Google Pono Coalition for Informed Consent, and you will see this story is now an international story. The AP has picked it up, US News, Yahoo, it's all over the place, and it's going to probably get more intense if indeed they fire Dr. Pang. So what we're doing here in Maui is internationally having ripple effects. We've never had someone come out in the Department of Health say, we need to talk. We need to talk. And he just put out his personal statement that there are 2 sides and they can talk. You know, it's not about censorship, it's not about propaganda. It's about conversation, it's about truth telling. And even when there's a complex situation, to hear all sides. So if you want to follow the press, just Google anytime Pono Coalition for Informed Consent, or join our Telegram group, which is Pono Coalition, and I've pinned all of the press at the top, so you can just read what's going on and respond. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is that since this has happened, I mean, this is such a godsend, because so many people now are aware of ivermectin, they're aware of early treatments, they're aware of Dr. Milhone, they're aware of Dr. Pang, and we're getting hundreds of letters of support. People want to contribute, give money, people want to get involved, people want to get updated. So you'll see on the website, you can get involved, click on I want to get involved, you can click I want to contribute, or you can click I just want to be updated. And I think what we're going to start doing is one day a week doing a Zoom call with focus again on education around this, with leadership in Hawaii, particularly Maui, and around the world. We have a very, very high-level advisory council. So I think we're in a very good position now to tell the truth. We have a platform, but I want to say this, okay? I'm a realist. I think right now we're in resistance phase, but we have a very formidable force. And what happens if the vaccine passports go through? I just want to get real, because these people mean business. And they'll censor people, and they'll fire people. So what happens if the vaccine passports go through like New York City? And I want to tell you, we've begun discussions. We need to get everybody who is unvaccinated and committed to staying unvaccinated together. This is not Republican and Democrat. This is basically the unvaccinated who can't go into certain places. We need to prepare for this. And how many do you think there are? And I want to close with this, right? How many people on Maui, forget Hawaii, on Maui, do you think are unvaccinated and committed to staying that way? Right? 10%, 20%, 40%? Okay, I just want to say, what's 20%? They said there's 165,000 people in Maui. What's 20% of 165,000? Who's quick? We're close to 33,000. Here's the goal. Who are the first 1,000 to sign up and say, I am part of the, we don't have a name, we're not going to call ourselves the unvaccinated. Right?
Organic.
Somebody here in Maui,
We're organic.
A young woman started an app called Unjected. Unjected. But so we need to find a name for ourselves. Right now, I'm calling it, in my own mind, the natural living, the natural living, I don't know, coalition or something like that. Something positive. Not that we're unvaccinated, but we want to live naturally. And we trust our intelligence and our intuition, and we consult with experts. And so the question is, how do we get to 1,000 and grow from that 1,000 to reach the 30,000? So if you're here, you're obviously part of the first group of the 1,000. So I'm working with Colin and others, and we need to get a list, names, phone numbers, email addresses, of everybody on the island who is unvaccinated and intends to stay that way. And then we need to build a leadership for the parents and the kids, for the elderly, for the youth. And this is a new community that's forming, and a political force, yeah? So we don't have a name yet, but we know who we are, and we gotta find the others, right? So please help out, get involved. We have all kinds of things we need to do now that the heat is on. And be hopeful, because I think we've really, with this meeting, with what's happened in the press, we are standing up for truth, and the lies will fall away. They will. It might be rough times, but the lies will fall away, and just keep speaking the truth, and speaking the truth, and speaking the truth. Thank you.